Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live episode of Rising Info Live here at Rise Up Creatives. This is Master Coach A, my coaching entrepreneur. And every Wednesday, we're having these conversations to bring you informations that will bring you to a state where you are loving your socialization, you're loving your play, you're loving your game here in the social commerce industry or in the world where the third industry, the third world countries, the industries in the third world countries, they say it's hard to come out and ideas, come out with strategies, and come out with way to do business because they have this mentality that third world countries would always be a third class or a lower class. So what we're doing here in Rise Up Creatives is that every Wednesday I'm coming live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. just to prove that indeed with the right help, with the right support, with the right ecology, with the right systems, and with the right platform, you too can rise up and be creative in the way you do business. Regardless of where you are in any parts of the globe, regardless if your country, you consider your country to be blessed and to be in the first world country, you would probably say my country is not as wealthy as the other country, or you would probably have this mindset that we cannot fare well in the global economy or the global trade. Let me know in the chat box if you are one person who's saying, I need help, I want help, regardless of where I am in the world today. Because truth of the matter, with the onset, with the advent and with the continuous growth, massive growth of social commerce, where everybody can play in the internet, when everybody can maximize the use of technology, the use of internet, the use of social media, every one of us have a fair chance to grow, to mature, to accelerate, to ramp off, to kick off, to jumpstart, and really make it really, really big in any industry of your choice. Whether you are doing business online in the social commerce, or maybe you are one person who have a brick and mortar business, you have a physical business, you have a physical store, and you're thinking and you're believing, can my business fare well in social commerce? Can I maximize social media? Can I use social media to not just like give a backdrop of what I'm doing, but really can I use social media to bring things to the next level? Then the answer is yes. And that's what we do here in Rise Up Creatives. We are a total turnkey solutions for every entrepreneur and business owner. Specifically, we want to help people who are starting their business, who are in the state where they want to jumpstart into a new season, a new level of growth, a new level of development. We are also looking for people who are employees transitioning to becoming a full-time business person, doing entrepreneurial works maybe for quite some time, having all the false starts. We are a company, we are organizations that helps provide that missing link, okay, that missing pieces. Or maybe you are looking for that needle that you need to move so that the way you do business accelerate and create massive impact in the space where you are operating, and so that clients will say yes to you. There's a lot of positive in business, and one of the things that I get to see, okay, before becoming a full-time coaching professional and building my business around coaching, I've been doing consulting works for almost 2 decades, and I've been in the corporate world, I've been in different domains, I've been in different industries, and I've been in the different platforms as well. And one thing that I see many people being challenged or get, like really what hinders them to grow, to mature, and to jumpstart or to kickstart something is that the ideas in their heads don't get out and become a reality. And so for the last 3 weeks, this is the fourth installment of this. We've been talking about how do you bring ideas to life. Okay, so whether you're still an employee and you have an entrepreneur idea, or you're already an entrepreneur and you have a lot of ideas that yet to be implemented and you cannot implement for a lot of reasons. Of course, we tell you that help is available and our organizations can help. But with this jumpstart conversations on bringing your ideas to life, I hope that you get to see that when you give attention, when you give focus, or at least you give time for your ideas to mature and for your ideas to be a reality, indeed your ideas comes to life. And we've been having a conversation circle around what are the strategies, what are the things that being used or being implemented by entrepreneurs way ahead of us that made their business not only survive but really thrive. In the first part, we talk about how you can stay focused and why we did talk about it. If you missed that episode, please check on the episode where I talk about how you can stay focused and why it's important, because our brain sabotages our work. Our brain sabotages the way we implement things. Okay, research shows that our brain has three different, different systems for staying focused, and I talk about that in that episode. But the thing here is, if we struggle to stay on focus, we will also struggle to get our ideas out to life, because oftentimes we are distracted. Oftentimes there's a lot of things that get into our mind, or oftentimes because there are unresolved issues or concerns that is floating in our brain, we just let go of the idea or ideas that we have for our business. Second part, I talk about taking control of your work environment so that you can increase your focus and get more things done. Okay. And we talk about in that episode the distractions that it inherent in the way we do things, the distractions that we allow to come in each and every of our days. If you are if any of those episodes you're part of it and you remember something, okay, please type in the chat box, type in the comment that you watch it and you got this aha moment or your hashtag pack my bag moment, or maybe there are things that you are implementing from those classes or from that lives. Okay, so I talk about how you'll be able to work in a space that will help you to grow in productivity, not to hinder you to be productive. Okay, so we talk about how you can eliminate the distractions, okay, the interruptions, as effective as you can or as possible as you can. So go and check the link, go and check that FB live, because I know it will truly help you. Last week we talked about structuring, okay, the love, okay, the value, the benefits of having a structure for the way you work your things on a day-to-day business, because structure can help you work for success. Okay, structure will also help you leverage on time, leverage on your ideas that is already working. So you probably have some ideas working right now, and you have a new ideas. And when you have a structure, you'll be able to you'll know where to bring in new ideas so that it integrates with the existing ideas that's already working. Tonight, okay, in this conversation, in this live, I'm gonna be like sealing this off with working with others to bring your ideas to life. So probably thinking of, is this about collaborations? Okay, is this about partnership? Is this about bringing people in your team? Is this about hiring people? Is this about having someone volunteer for you, volunteer for the works that you want to do? Whatever executions you probably have that is fitted for your business, what is important for you to understand is this. Okay, you can't do everything on your own in your business. Okay, so you truly need a team. You really need to have people under you or working with you or with you in the process. Okay, when you learn the systems, the structures, the system management, everything of this, okay, will tell you that you need people to make things happen. You need partners, you need collaborative people. Okay, you need someone, or you need a team to bring your ideas to life, because left on our own, there are things that truly we cannot do. Okay, so there are things that it's not our cup of tea. There are things that it's not our expertise. There are things that yes, we can learn, but it will take time, when in fact we can really maximize our time by being in a space where there are collaborative people. There are collaborators by nature, and people who wants to support. There are really people who love supporting other people as they go through life, as they go through changes, as they go through new ventures. Okay, and of course we do not underestimate the capacity of our family members, the capacity of our friends, the capacity of the people who knows us, who loves us. And oftentimes the very reason why they're not able to give us help is because we're not very clear with the kind of help that we need, or we're not giving the space and opportunity for collaboration. Let me know in the chat box if you are connecting. Let me know in the chat box if yes, Master Coach, I think that's something that's lacking with me. Okay, so we want, and sometimes we hear this, okay, or oftentimes I hear this from entrepreneurs that would say that I'm so tired, I'm throwing the towel, stopping this because I'm so tired. Everything is on me. I'm experiencing burnout. I'm experiencing like I can't handle this anymore. How many of you heard those arguments or sentiments? And maybe that's you. Okay, so let me know in the chat box. Let us know in the comment if these are the things that you probably have experienced in the past. Maybe it's a personal experience, or maybe you experience this at work because you don't want collaborations or you don't want to ask help, or maybe you are one person who've met countless of people like this, and you are kind of attractional to people who's always complaining about there's a lot of things that they do and in their lives, but they're not getting help, they're not getting support, they're not getting any collaborations, or really the teamwork is not really flying or not moving in a directions that will bring great ideas to life. So let me know if this is you. Okay, let me know. Yes, thank you, Master Coach Jasmine, for saying connecting. To every one of you saying connecting, magandang gabi po. Thank you so much for being here and joining me live at Rising Info Live here at Rise Up Creatives. And if you are joining me on a replay, hashtag replay, you can message, you can ask questions, and you can bring, okay, you can bring new ideas in the table, just in case you're not only connecting, but you say, that one I can help, okay, or that one I need help, then don't hesitate. 0917-586-1661 is our number, okay? We are a conglomerate. We are an enterprise of organizations. We are collaborative here, and we've got a couple of organizations that can help you. We have a physical space that you can visit, that is the Cup Coffee Republic, located inside Pioneer Center compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixtons and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. It is a coaching hub, it is a function hall, it is a learning center, it is a cafe, and everyone there are life coaches. And if you are coming in and you have these ideas of not getting things done, or maybe you've got a lot of false starts in your life, and you are dismayed, you're feeling dismayed, you are um less motivated right now, but you're saying, I still believe in my ideas, I still believe in what I can do to change the world, or maybe I still believe in my dreams, then the Cup Coffee Republic is there to help you. If you are one person who's looking for a group of people who can help you, okay, bring your business to the next level through the platform of life coaching. Maybe you want to become a life coach like us, or maybe you need a life coach or a business coach to help you navigate through this, or maybe your organization is challenged by mental health, then Life Coach Philippines is there. If you are one organization and you're looking to prepare a couple of new materials for your business, you're looking for training, you're looking for um materials that can integrate your past materials, your existing materials with new materials, then Coach A Professional Professional Training Services is there for you. So we can help you create your own materials. We can create that for you, or we can deliver that for you. Or if you have existing materials and you want to have CPD units, accredit it with CPD units, then my company for that can help you. But if you are, which I suppose the reason you're here is you want to see where you can really leverage on entrepreneurship, and where you can really use marketing, advertising, and strategy, especially in social commerce, then Rise Up Creatives is here for you. We're not only offering you templates, we're not only offering you a caption, customizable captions. It's not only about the promise, although we're fulfilling that promise that you can create your content 5 minutes every single day. We are we offer turnkey solutions. So wherever you are right now in your business, and you're thinking, where do I find help, and you're not able to dissect the need that you have, then these conversations and these organizations, Rise Up Creatives, is there for you. So let's get started right now and talk about your collaborations. Let's talk about bringing your ideas to life, okay, by working with others, okay, by working with others who shares your interest, who shares your life, who shares your passion, or maybe who shares that desire for these ideas to come into life. Okay, so there are probably people who are not in your business, who are not in your space, or probably they're not your office mate, they're not your family members, okay, if it's a family thing, but they share that their love for that project, okay, for that thing that you want to happen, and they want to collaborate with you, they want to help you, okay. So let's talk about working with others to bring your ideas to life, okay. Steve Jobs said this, okay: great things in business are never done by one person, they're done by a team of people. Let me repeat that. Okay, Steve Jobs said, great things in business are never done by one person, they're done by a team of people. So now, let me know in the chat box if you are connecting with that. Let me know in the chat box if you are one person who's a believer of working with a team, or you're a believer that a team can achieve more than doing solo, going solo. Or maybe let me know in the chat box, in the comment, if you are one person who's transitioning and you need help to unpack your thoughts that going solo is always the best. Okay. So, but for tonight, we are on the premise that working on a team, okay, working on a team will avail much, will bring more than being solo. Okay, again, as a recap, okay, we talk about organizing your work in the past talks, in the past episode, in the past FB lives that I've done relative to this topic. Okay, we talk about the productive systems before. We talk about how you can develop your work habits. Okay, and we talk about how you get started. Okay, wherein you experience less of the distractions, but you are more focused, and we all encapsulate that, having a structure, having a system. So tonight, okay, let's say everything else is there, and what's left is really working on a launch. So for example, you're very clear with your topic, you're very clear with your ideas, but you want to launch that idea. And my proposition here is that when you work with someone, when you work with a team, then your ideas getting to life, your ideas getting implemented, is the chances for that is getting higher once you work with the team. Okay, so again, it is important that we are very clear with our why. Okay, we are very clear of why we're doing the project, or why we're bringing this idea to life. Of course, you probably would say, of course it's my idea and I want this to fly. I want my ideas to happen. I want my ideas to be a reality. Well, it's that's easy to say that, but truth of the matter, when we dissect our why, or we're very clear of why do we want to do what we want to do, it's bringing us into an understanding of the value proposition that we want to bring into the market. Yes, we have the benefits, we have the advantage of the social commerce, we have the benefits of the um, social media, we got the benefits of the internet, where everybody, all many players can play the game, play uh, business. But the thing here is, it's important that we understand the value that we're bringing into the table. This is where many people miss, okay? Because when we're not very clear with the value propositions that we're bringing to the table, when the rubber hits the road, when things are difficult, when things are already very challenging, it's easy, okay? It's easy, or it's very tempting for us to throw the towel, okay? So another thing is that when you're not very clear with your why, okay, when you put your team together, and when I say team, I don't really, it's not exclusive, or just saying a team is hired people. You can have a team of volunteers, you can have a team of your mastermind team, you can have, like, one of my team in the tribe are is um my team of community managers, okay, we just went live earlier. Okay, so it's a team. So when you bring the team together, okay, it's important that you are very clear with your why, because these are also the people that will support that in what it is for them to support if you're not very clear with it. Okay, so there are three types of people that you would probably encounter in the way that you want your business to rise up. Okay, so these are this type of people. Okay, this type of people you encounter when you're ready to collaborate, or you're ready to get them, or you're ready to bring new skin, okay, new blood, or new um, head count, okay, or new partners. Okay, so three types of people. Okay, number one, you'll encounter, okay, hashtag, okay, dreamers. Okay, dreamers are great at coming up with ideas. Okay, they're very great. Okay, but usually, as much as they're great at having great ideas, they are also usually terrible at following through. Okay, that's why they're being called dreamers. They just keep dreaming, but they're not able to follow through. That's why, okay, so hashtag dreams, okay, dreams come true. Okay, Coach Rizal is the number or the name to talk, the name to remember, okay, 0917586161. If you've got a lot of dreams and it's not really coming into a reality, then it's time for you to look into where do you need to follow through? Okay, what system do you need to have in place? Who are the people that you need to invite in your space so that they can help you and hold you accountable in terms of follow through? Next, okay, you get also who we call the doers. Okay, so you have the dreamers and you have the doers. Who are the doers? Now, doers really shine, okay, at executing a plan step by step. So this is their core, this is their expertise, this is their like they love it, okay, when they can execute, okay, a plan step by step. So you see, it's very beautiful that if you are a dreamer, you partner with a doer. And if you are a doer and all you can see or all you are focused or by default you are always just like rah 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 do, and because I think I can do this, I will do this. Okay, you need to have these people who strikes this balance of uh, dream, okay, having a dream, okay. And so um what you want, okay, what you probably want, okay, depending on the season of your business right now, is to meet more of what we call the incrementalist, okay. Incrementalists are people who can do a little of both. Okay, do you hear that? Incrementalists are people who can do a little of both. So there you have this dreamers, like super dreamers, and they cannot follow through. And then you have this doers, okay, who needs somebody to dream, okay, and then they will just execute a plan for the dreams to come true. Okay, so they are the executioner, okay. But you got these people who are the incrementalists, and they are a combinations of both. So they are dual, you would say, but that's why they're called incrementalists, because they do it by like steps of incrementals, okay. While okay, the dreamers can just like dream big, and the doers can go rara and make it happen in an onset, okay. So if you ask me, who the people you want to have, I would really say that I would prefer to have the three types, all of them. Okay. So I'm a very passionate person, and it excites me a lot to see and meet people who are dreamers. Okay. But I also I'm a very strategic person as well. And so I love working with doers, okay, who can have a plan, an execution plan, that even if they fail, they even have a plan to fail. Okay. So I met people who have planned their failure, who have failed, who have planned how to fail. Okay. And because when they fail, when they hit that fail, okay, they cut through the plateau. Okay. So there are people I met where instead of going plateau, they would just rather go for the plan B, which is the plan B is to decline, the plan B is to fail, so that again they get awakened. Okay. So in my space, I want the three to be available. Okay, but that's my choice, and it's dependent on the season of your life, your readiness as well to work with all these types of people. But definitely you will meet them along the way when you already want to expand and you want to grow, or I would say if you truly is serious about bringing your ideas to life. Okay, so remember that we don't want to get a space where the project or the ideas, the execution plan is on a plateau. Because when you hit the plateau, this is the time where many entrepreneurs or business owners or ideator would just abandon an idea, okay, in favor of something new, something fresh, and something exciting. Okay, how many of you in the chat box, how many of you joining me live right now can connect with that? Are you one person who probably in the past you have already transitioned to something new, something fresh, and you would say, para walang sakit ng ulo. Okay, masyado na siyang masakit ng ulo, ayoko na siya, I'm letting go of this, I'm moving on, I'm starting anew. Okay, don't get me wrong, I truly understand there are seasons, there are timing, and there are clear parameters when to let go. But oftentimes, okay, oftentimes when we are not clear with our why, we are not clear with our exit plan, our exit strategy, then when we hit the plateau, it's kind of difficult to want to make the right decision. Now, how do you establish an execution system? So we're talking about execution system, and of course, when you have a team, you get a system or you get a procedure. So you don't have a team and you just allow them to do their thing. That's not a teamwork. A teamwork is something that allows us, okay, teamwork, we say we have a teamwork because this there is a system that we all adhere to follow. There is a system that we all adhere to bring into execution or to bring into working. Okay, so we want the execution plan to work, we want our strategy to work, and for it to work, we need a team. Okay. So, and if you have a team but you don't have an execution plan, you don't have an execution system, it's not going to work as well because we're humans. And as humans, we need guidance, we need directions. We're not robots. Okay. We're not AI. We are operating as human being. Okay. So we are not programmed to just like, um, do this space and forget about the rest. Okay. So, one thing that you need to understand here, okay, or I would say you have to one thing that you have to put in mind when you are ready to launch or and you're working with the team, okay? There are important steps that you cannot, okay? At least two important steps, okay, that you cannot let go or you cannot not do. Okay. One is having a constant or a regular meeting. Okay, of course, we during this time of pandemic, we're not having this face-to-face meeting, but you can do it in Zoom. Okay. But here's where it kind of um different for business owners, okay, or entrepreneurs. Okay, oftentimes when you go to the corporate world and you've got launch meetings, you've got corporate meetings, it's so stiff, okay, and you got all the agenda, da 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 da. But for entrepreneurs, when you call a meeting for fellow entrepreneurs or maybe volunteers or people who's gonna, we kind of be very very flexible and we take it very personal, and sometimes or most of the time we don't have an agenda, or we don't have this thing that we have to take and say this is what we need to do or we need to accomplish for the project or for the idea to be successfully launched or successfully come out in there, okay, or comes to life. Okay, how many of you is connecting and how many of you is guilty as charged? Okay, that we're not really like focus and say here's the agenda, or at least these are the checklist of things that we need to accomplish in these conversations. It's because entrepreneurs, when we call a meeting, normally the people in the space, the people in the table are our friends, our family members, the people we love, the people very close to us, and it becomes like a personal conversation. Another thing, okay, that's you need, okay, another of the two steps, okay, is you being able to follow through consistently, okay, the plan that you establish no matter what happened. Okay, so you do your meetings, you do your regular checkups, you do your regular assessment, but really, okay, until the project is or the idea is totally comes into life, is really flowing, you need to make sure that you are very consistent in following through. Okay, consistency really really changed the game. Okay, because oftentimes when we're friends or we're close with the people working with us and for us, how many of you can connect with me that oftentimes, okay, we say this in Filipino, in Tagalog, pakiramdaman na lang, or we say it's common sense, they're supposed to know, but trust me, okay, it's this is business and you need to align this and you need to unpack it so that people can understand truly what needs to be done, who's connecting, and let me know what are your aha moments right now. Okay, if you are having some difficulties in bringing your ideas to life, let me know if you are getting some clues now or some aha moments or some realizations of why things aren't really flying the way you know it could possibly fly high. Okay, now when you do the meetings, I said two things, okay, the meeting and the follow through. Okay, in the launch meetings or a meeting when you have projects, okay, you need to be able to know how to break, okay, to break the project, the ideas, the execution into parts. Okay, because oftentimes we come kind of everything just like lump together, and when we do not break down the project into achievable levels or achievable points where we say, okay, if I get the papers done, the documentations done, then that's an achievement. That's one part. Or if I have suppliers, and that part of the suppliers, I'm able to speak with the suppliers and have my quote, and all is left now is to buy, then that one is that part is done. Okay. Now if you need help to segmentize, okay, or to structure or to break down this, so 091758616621, we can do a strategy call to help you with this. Okay. Next. Okay. You have to understand that not because you are the ideator, you are also the project leader. It's not. Okay. If you are the ideator and you are a dreamer, there's nothing wrong with a dreamer. But if you are by nature, by default, you are a dreamer, you need someone to follow through. Okay. You need a partner. You need someone in the group. You need someone in the team who will do the follow through. Okay. So definitely you need to have team leaders. I would say team leaders. Like, one example I'll tell you, in coach a coaching app skills. Okay, this is my membership site. Okay, I've got community managers, and each of the community managers have something to hold on. They hold a very specific um role. Okay, as a leader, as a co-leader. Okay, of that space. Okay, so they have a grip on something. Okay, so you need it in your organizations, you need it in a project, and you need it to bring your ideas into life. Okay. Next, you also need to identify your resources, okay? The resources and who's responsible to get that resources. Okay, if you are an entrepreneur here, or you are just starting your business, how many of you can connect with me that you have a lot of things that you need, but you're not identifying exactly, you're not creating a list, you're not creating a checklist of all these resources so that you know where to get it, when to get it, and who can help you to get it. How many of you is guilty of this? Okay, that you just know that there's a lot of things. So, I met a lot of people. They would say, you know what? If I got no money, I would have set up this kind of business. And if I challenge that and say, all right, so how much money do you need? And they say, maybe. And they give you an amount. Okay, and I ask again, assuming you get that amount today, what is the first thing that you would do? And it's just like all the realizations coming into form. How many of you can connect? Okay, so you would just believe that if you have the money, you can do the business, but you're not even sure what business do you want to do, and you don't even know how much money do you need. And when the money comes in, you don't even know what's the first thing that you would do. You don't even know where to invest that money. Are you connecting? Is this something for you? Can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me? Because it's not the money. Okay, it's not. Yes, I understand we need money because it's a lifeblood, but you see, when money is available and we don't have a plan, we don't have anything in there, it's not going to bring our ideas to life. Money will not bring our ideas to life. We need to have a system, we need to have a plan to bring that to life. Okay, once you identified your resources, you identified activities that you need to do, it is also very, very important that you identify, or you put in record or in writing, the milestone. You need to set the milestone, you need to set the deadlines for the completion of each steps, or each of the components of your project, because oftentimes it's just hang in our head, and we believe, and we just thinking it's still there, it's moving, it's progressing, it's happening, but we don't know. Okay, so you need to see that if you're building something, okay, you have to be able to identify what are the things that you need to do, when it needs to be done, and who are the people who's going to be working on it. And when it happens, you will know because you have already set it up. The very reason why many entrepreneurs or business owners don't know and cannot account for their success and for their growth is simply because they have not put in place exactly how to quantify this growth, this business achievement, this business success. Okay, so let me know in the chat box if this is something that's helpful. Okay, let me know in the comment what is one thing that so far by far have touched your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, and you're saying that one I want to do, or that one is a aha moment, your hashtag pack my bag moment, or something like. If you are thinking of one person right now after what I've shared with you, please, I would truly appreciate if you can tag them in the chat box. Okay, next item. Okay, so I would encourage you, okay, to prepare. Okay, in public speaking, we have this one pager that we give out to people who are potentially who will be the organizations or people who are hired as speakers. Okay, we have this one pager. Now in execution, okay, in execution system or in execution strategy, I would also encourage you to have a one pager. I want you to fill out a one pager thing. Okay, and in this one pager, you would have to write, you would have to establish, okay, the follow through process for your project. Okay, because, okay, how many of you can connect with me here? Okay, oftentimes we are very reactive in terms of our business because we don't have that map, we don't have that blueprint, we don't have the follow through process. Or sometimes you imagine, you felt or you experienced that you are being blamed for something that was not done or was not hit on target or did not happen according to timeline, or probably you are the one pointing finger. It's either you the one being blamed or you're the one pointing fingers on others because things aren't working, things are not happening. So you probably have, okay, a system that is not written. You probably have at least a map, but it's not written and it's not really clear with the people who wants to collaborate with you. Okay, so I've got Decaf Coffee Republic, I've got Rise Up Creatives, I've got Coach A Professional Training and Development Services. I have also Life Coach Philippines. But I'm very, very clear of the flow. I'm very clear of our success path. And so people who wants to collaborate, wants to partner with us, people who wants to serve with us, we have a very clear structure for that. We know when is the low time, high time, where is the best time to join us, when is the best time to say yes to it, or maybe we also know when you need, okay, when you need to recalibrate first your intention. Because why? Okay, Scott Belsky said, time spent reacting is time spent, okay, losing. Let me repeat that. Time spent reacting is time spent losing. So game, okay, business is a game. Business is, getting into the war, getting into the game. And what we want, both the game and the game and the war, of course, these are metaphorically stated to you, but what I'm saying is we get out and do business to win. But we cannot win if we keep reacting and reacting. So we lose when we react. We are to be proactive as business leaders. We are to be reactive as an entrepreneur. We are to be non-reactive to situation. What it means is that you're not creating plans because you're reacting. Okay, you're saying, oh, you did it. Okay, that's why we don't look into our competitors to make plans. Okay, so you just don't react how competitors or clients are responding to you. You are proactive as a business owner. Okay, so the moment you spend in reacting are really moments or time spent in losing. That's a losing game for us, okay, as an entrepreneur. Okay, so when we have a plan, okay, we can also do, okay, when we have a blueprint or we have a plan stated, written, and discussed with our team, then definitely it's going to be easy. Okay, it's going to be easy for us to do a review. Okay, now when you do review, I would say assessment, or some people would say recalibration, huddle time, or you would say let's do feedback mechanism. Okay, you would have to look into three areas to review. Okay, or I would say three segments or sections. Okay, number one is when you do review, you have to review the goals. Okay, you have to review your results with the goals. Now you would probably say, master, you think you were talking about collaboration here, you talk about teamwork, you talk about setting up, but you're talking about project management. Probably you could probably hear this if you're doing projects in your corporate, in the corporate world, you probably can hear me. But here's the thing, okay, really, coming into terms, okay, coming into terms about bringing your ideas into life with people, okay, with people who can um, work with you. Okay, so would require team building, would require working as a team, would require saying yes to a team, would require having a process flow that's really um, in alignment with everyone. You just can't have a team. Okay, so if you have teams and you have people there bringing your ideas to life, they cannot be blinded. Okay, so whenever you meet, okay, you need to be able to track your progress. Okay, you must be able to assess at least three areas. Okay, you need to see the goals. Okay, why would they volunteer to you? Why did they say yes to you? Why they're collaborating with you? You need to review this according to goals. Number two, you need to see the priorities of each and every one, because sometimes we still stay in the team and they probably still with you in the project or in the advocacy. They're probably still with you in this that you've started together, but you have to look into their priorities, because probably yours is it's a level of priority one, but their priority is number two, number three. So you have to look into what's the priorities in each of the team, because probably, okay, if your team, if part of the team is gonna come in on phase three, so it may not be their priority now, but when it's their time to prioritize it, it gets to the priority lane. But sometimes when we are working on a team, we want everybody to say, and this is my priority now, that this is my top priority. But you need to see, okay, how each of the person collaborating with you can bring into perfect alignment in terms of prioritization. Okay, because with that, okay, you can now bring an alignment, which is the third one, the priorities of each of the segment or the team. So where it's aligned with their personal personal priorities. So you talk about the goals, and when you talk about priorities, two types of priorities. So these are three statements. The the first is about the goals. Okay, okay, you review the project according to goals. You review the project status relative to the priorities of each of the department or sections, and of course the personal priorities of each of the members of your team. When you bring this to alignment, okay, when you bring this to alignment, you get to see that uh the very reason why people would say I don't want to work with anyone because it's difficult, it's simply because they don't know how to do it, and they don't know how to set up a structure when collaboration, or I would say working with a team, can be really a blessing. Okay, so I would like you to set this up, and when you are starting, okay, when you're starting to get volunteers or people to work with you every single week, ask them what they have gotten for the week, what they have accomplished, what they have like acknowledged. Okay, so sometimes they have not accomplished, but they have acknowledged that needs to be done. Okay, what is going to be the next thing, what is their next big steps, what's the next thing they will do, what do they need to bring into the table, or what do they need to find more, okay, or to search, or to go and bring into an idea. You know what I mean? It's sometimes you have an idea, and for it to fully mature, there's another idea coming out in here. And oftentimes it's either we immediately integrate it or we park it and we forget about it. But you see, when you go on a conversations with your teammates or in your members, you can say, okay, where do I bring this idea? Okay, in what part of the system can I bring this idea, so that this is not a low hanging fruits, or this is not part um indefinitely and we don't know that it's there. Okay, of course, another questions or third of this, you have to look into what's blocking. Okay, the most important thing, and I think this is a very crucial question for you to answer, is this: what is blocking your any team members, okay, from making a progress? So it's easy to feel that self-pity, it's easy to uh immortalize your emotions of not making it. Okay, it's easy to say, okay, I'm not good enough, I'm not like you. It's easy to say that, but you know what, I really want you to understand and see it from a perspective that when people are not performing as expected, or you are not performing or delivering as expected, but you know you can, the question actually is, what is blocking you? What is blocking the person from making the progress? Because we are all capable of making progress, and if we're not making progress, it's because there is something that's hindering or blocking our progress, and we need to address that. We need to see that, because by knowing and understanding what's hindering our success, what blocking our success, then we know what help do we need. Okay, it's easy to say it's my mindset, but really when you say it's my mindset, you have to identify what mindset is blocking you or hindering you to make progress. Okay, So, and the last part here is that when you work with the team, this is my last part. Okay, when you work with the team, make sure that you keep a score. Okay, yes, you have to keep a score sheet. Okay, you have to keep the score. Why? It's important, okay, to know. You have to understand this. You cannot improve results that you don't measure. So you cannot say you're not performing. You cannot say we are lagging behind, we're not doing our job, or da 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 da, because you don't, when you don't have a score sheet, when you don't have a scorecard, when you don't know what are you truly measuring. Okay, so you need to have that. You need to be able to know what scores, what is your scorecard, what is your in your scorecard, how do you measure progress, how do you measure success. So if you're a business owner, you probably is making a lot of money right now. That's not like absolutely good and absolutely fine, but matrix wise, okay, part of what we do as a business is we do have mission and we have a vision. And so you also part of the KRA or our scorecard, like for example in our organizations, is to see where are we now in terms of our missions, where are we now in terms of our vision. Okay, so what do you use, okay, to measure. Okay, what do you use to um as a score, to find numbers in your scorecard. Okay, make sure that you create a scoreboard, okay, a scorecard, so that you know what's in there. Everyone in your team, when you get the right team, if you notice here, I didn't spell out what's going to be the criteria for each of the team, because members that you're getting, because truth of the matter, if you know who, what, why, or you know what's the reason why you're doing this, you will find it in your heart. You would have the intuition, you would have the wisdom to know who are the right people for your team, who will be collaborating with you. So everyone in your team must know the scorecard, must know who is responsible for what. And it is important that they also know how they are doing at this moment in time. And we have this, okay, many entrepreneurs have this mindset or have this shy type thing. And, I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want somebody get hurt. I don't want somebody having a headache or being troubled because I said this, I mentioned this. And I understand. Oftentimes we're like that. We're on that pitfall. But honestly, okay, every person saying yes to our project, every person saying yes to our ideas to come into life, okay, needs to know what are the areas of their responsibility, and they need to know how they're doing. Okay, they need to know if they need some improvements and they need some areas to press, but they also need to know where they are being celebrated. Because to seal it off, having a team, creating a system, a scorecard, and putting all these parameters in place all boils down to so that we can all celebrate success. The measures, the system, the strategy all boils down to what every one of us wants to do at the end. We want to celebrate success. We want to celebrate the lives of the people who made success possible for us. And we want to celebrate the movement of advancing in service, the movement of advancing in a kind of service, in a kind of work, in a kind of product that truly meets the client's needs. Ultimately, we celebrate when the clients celebrate. Thank you so much. This is Master Coach A. Thank you so much for joining me for another live episode of Rising Info Live here at Rise Up Creatives. Good night, everyone. I'll see you again next Wednesday. Good night. Love and boom.